Why is it always some old black and white boy telling us young fellas that we ain't relevant in a world that embellishes like a relative content from these elements? You call them stars, I call them settlements, cause they didn't settle for settlements built on a steady sediment. Ashes from the already crashed and burned dust from past residents. So I can feel it in my bones, I'm feeling in the zone. More when I'm on the way, but the same when I'm feeling home. So I'm comfortable, I know you are too. Me and Powers R1D2, Star Wars Harvest Moon feast food. But please don't come peaceful, but kill that noise if it's at all equal. I tell you what, man, let's make it equal. So I can show you the math, but I don't do sequels. Instead, I'ma use physics to determine how we move. Use ethics to perspective our objective. Because our efforts to fulfill our destinies, the universe expected. So we gotta fight back, take the night back, take our lives back. Our efforts must be twice that of our enemies. 9442.
Yeah.
Hello and welcome to yet another episode. SquadKast TV. How we doing out
SquadKast
there, everybody?
TV, what's going on?
Coming to you not live.
Not live.
Not live.
Not
all
live.
right?
Not live.
Warning. You can pause this at any moment in time.
Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you subscribe to Junkyard Gang. Shout out to all the Junkyard Gang members out there. Shout out to the SquadKast TV.
Word.
People that's not with us right now, y'all know who y'all are. And last but not least, shout out me and Miss Matthew. That's the God.
Right.
Appreciate that, brother.
Check. Oh, he got a new movie coming.
Yeah.
About ready to drop. Yeah.
You
Controversial topic.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Right. So.
Our business partner.
Right. So.
Yeah.
All right. Well.
Feel good saying that too.
All right.
How's y'all's week?
It was been good.
It was
It's been
okay.
good. It's been good.
Almost Friday. We done made it.
Yeah, most definitely.
Right. Work's killing me. You know. I'm tired of listening to people. You know, it's a big part of the job, though. So. I work for a financial company, a payment solutions company.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
They need their coins.
Right. Basically, you know, we're this close to having our own Bitcoin, I'm sure. So, our crypto coin, if you will. So,
y'all gonna be the Dogecoin of the financial industry?
We could be. You know?
Okay.
You know, I'm not allowed to disclose inside information. So.
Make sure you don't invest in
Confidentiality.
that
Right.
type of meme coin.
Yeah. How's crypto doing this week, brother?
Crypto is doing pretty terrible. We'll talk about that in Wolf on Wall Street tomorrow. You know what I'm saying?
How your NFTs doing?
But I still haven't bought my first NFT yet. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing that that you bring up or whatever the case may be. It's just that I just haven't had the time. You know what I'm saying? I'm just running around doing a whole bunch of Superman stuff.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We stay in the studio.
Oh yeah, you know. I mean, I got a whole bunch of them from the big boy to Bitcoin to Gala, Sand, Polkadot.
Any Doge?
I had Doge a long time. I had Doge when it was worth nothing.
Yeah.
And then when it blew up, I got paid. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like my shout out brother Black. I wish he was here. He was the one my cousin. He was the one that put me on Dogecoin. Like I wasn't a believer. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it was like worth like not even a penny. It was like worth nothing.
Yeah.
So I started pumping money into it, whatever the case may be. And then when them zeros started turning into numbers, I was like, okay, Doge, shout out Doge.
See,
I did
I
all that.
was one of those. I caught it right before the spike. I was up like a fan and said I was gonna hold it to the moon and
Yeah, see, you gotta see. Yeah, you see, Doge like Dogecoin be teetering between 17 cent and 27 cent.
Yeah.
Like it. Well, I'll talk about that later tomorrow.
Yeah, no.
but,
Before we get too further, obviously we have a guest.
Yeah,
Thanks,
obviously,
ladies
you guys
and
don't
gentlemen.
know his name. Yeah,
please
yeah.
introduce yourself, brother.
I got a few different names.
Please.
Well, my government is Royan. Some know me as Shaun Bradley. That's my middle name, and that's the face behind my businesses.
Okay. All right.
Awesome. Well, welcome to
the show, brother.
Thanks
Appreciate
for
you.
coming.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming.
Thanks for
coming.
Thanks for having me.
Most definitely.
The easy thing to do today was reschedule because I would.
I put it out there. I'm like, if you want to shoot for next Thursday.
Yeah.
So we appreciate
Get it out
you.
the
We
way.
appreciate you making time.
Most definitely. Most definitely.
Well, another thing I wanted to talk about before we get too far here with our guest is racism's over, folks.
Says who?
Racism's over.
Says who?
What we talking about?
Says who?
I know you guys didn't hear the good news coming out of Washington.
What good news?
No, we
The
didn't.
Commanders, the Washington Commanders, okay, our newest football team, all right,
The Redskins are no longer
Oh, okay.
the fucking
the
Redskins. all right?
Washington
They're the
football
Washington, yeah.
team has changed their
Yeah.
name to the Washington
Boom.
Commanders.
Racism's
Okay,
over.
I got you.
It's done.
Mm.
It's done, folks.
Problem
We
I,
can celebrate.
I doubt that. You
No,
still got the Atlanta
no,
Braves, the Florida
no.
State Seminoles,
What?
the Illinois Fighting
No.
Illini, and
No, those guys are cool, right? They would change their name if they're not. Racism is over. It's done. It's
All right,
done.
Well,
I'm satisfied.
all
I'm
right.
satisfied.
Okay,
No fear any part of this country anymore for me.
Okay.
All right.
So hold on. If you see the Ku Klux Klan coming, are you gonna stand there or you gonna run?
I yelled to them, brother, have you seen the latest Commander game? Okay.
Get with the program.
That's
Like,
why
I'm
I'm
on
gonna
your
say
side. I'm on your side.
we have the greatest football team of all time now. So
Hold on, I just want to
Racism is
clarify
over.
something real quick. We do not agree with what Brother Sheffman just said when
I
he
just,
said,
they just
brother,
didn't get the news the same way I got it.
I will not
They
call
haven't
the
read.
Klan
They
my
didn't
brother.
see
I'm
the stellar
sorry.
promo video. Okay,
Not even my cousin.
that still had all the old Redskin logos in it, which
Oh,
was really
yeah,
awkward.
that was crazy.
You know,
I did see that, by the way.
that's like like a former Nazi replaying all of his Nazi videos. You know, just it's kind of a weird. If you change, you change, but you don't have to show us what you used to do. We'll take your word. Racism's over, guys. That's all
So
I'm
you
saying.
didn't appreciate them showing the history of how they started and then transitioning into the new. I think that's what they were trying to do.
Everybody knew. There's no one who was like, well, why'd they do this?
I do.
This is confusing.
Well, you never know. There's some people who just get into football. You know, they might not know that, man. It's a lot of young people that's not really into that sport like that.
Nah, people don't really get into football. People are just kind of born into it, you know.
There was a discussion about like East changing their name too. Like
What, from the Scarlets
yeah.
Oh, what
Didn't they?
to what?
was this
I don't know.
a negative term towards who?
If
Oh, isn't it the Scarlets, or is that a term?
Was it their mascot? I don't know.
Oh, I don't know.
It was long after I was gone.
Well, racism is over, so I don't think.
I mean, a scarlet. If you want to get into the word in history, we know what that means.
Well, I thought that was a derogatory term for a woman. Is that maybe?
Uh,
Why would they name themselves that?
a
though?
lady of the
Right, but then
evening.
How does that?
How does that translate to?
Yeah. But
I don't
their
know.
Logo is like an Indian head, so I don't
That's
know. How does
crazy.
that-
As many times
I
I've
never noticed
dominated
that,
East
actually.
and
Maybe the
been there
Indians
shitting
say
on them in
give
their
me my
gym,
stuff
I ain't
back.
never seen that before.
Mm.
That's something new for me.
Obviously, clearly, this is clearly something I'm very ignorant on.
Yeah.
I don't have
Yeah.
the context to really understand that it is.
So the
something that's
Washington
bad.
football team is
in
now
front
the
of my
Washington
face.
Commanders, and now East is possibly changing their name or have changed their name.
Mm.
Wow, that's news. Hey, you only get it here on SquadKast TV. You only get it.
I mean,
well,
are we gonna
the
check-
Washington Commanders shit, y'all probably got somewhere else. But the East stuff, you know what I'm saying? That's new to me. I didn't know nothing about
Alright.
that.
Big changes on the east side.
Yeah.
Something else. Maybe they'll
That
clean
all
them streets
Commander?
up too.
All right.
Huh?
Is that all Commander Racism said?
Hey man, racism is over. So
Oh my God.
that's a satisfying Thursday for me.
He did vote for Donald Trump. So
Oh Lordy,
yeah,
here
I
we go
got
with
it.
this
Here we
jazz
go.
again.
Gotta bring it up.
Yeah.
Well, you know.
I didn't even vote.
Yeah, you did.
I didn't even vote.
In other news, though,
Don't be
I
like
got to
that's
get this
funny.
out before we dive into what we're going to get into. Rest in peace, Michael K. Williams, you know what I'm saying?
Word.
Passed away recently, drug overdose or whatever you want to call it. Sad, man, because that brother was good
Mhm.
from The Wire, you know what I'm saying? And he played Chalky White in Boardwalk Empire, which was a show that was on HBO that was real good. And he played in a lot of other stuff too, man. And I know his family's got to be like devastated right now because he actually comes from like an acting family. Like his brother's an actor, you know what I'm saying? Like, what you mean? This was like a couple of days ago.
No, he passed away a month ago, 2 months ago.
Was it a month ago?
Yeah.
I thought it was a couple of days
No,
ago
no.
when I seen
No,
it.
it was 2 days ago that they arrested.
Oh yeah, that's
four
right. That's
of the
right.
guys who
That's
sold
right.
him the drugs.
That's
Oh,
right.
you gotta get
That's right.
Right.
That's- But we ain't get a chance. We ain't did no
But
show
yeah,
with
rest,
you know what I'm saying?
rest in peace.
What's
And they
crazy
did
is like
catch him,
there's
though,
video.
So they did catch him.
There's
That's-
video of him buying these drugs from
Yeah.
these guys.
Yeah.
And I'm just thinking, like, how shitty are the cops where they have videos showing drug sales and they're just letting it happen for whatever their sake is, for the sake of the bigger bust or whatever.
New York, right?
And this is the result, They
New-
could have easily, on that one transaction and however many before, put a stop to it.
New York, right? Well, New York, right?
I believe so, yep. Yep.
So, and I'm not making any excuses and nothing like that because from the information I seen, they knew that these people were heroin dealers. But the
Right.
fact that they legalized weed there, you know what I'm saying? Just all speculation. They could have been buying bud from these guys. You know what I'm saying? Because they never really identified what he was purchasing. They just
No,
knew
they
that
said it was heroin laced with fentanyl and
well, that was like
another.
after the fact. I'm just talking about all the videos of him buying it.
Oh, sure. Well, that would have been illegal anyways, because you can't buy it on the street. There's no state where you
Shit,
can
in
just
Chicago,
sell it.
you can.
When I went out to California to see my sister right after they legalized it recreationally, I'm standing on a second story balcony, just having a cigarette, enjoying the beautiful sun. And some guy just walks up and yells at me, like, "Hey, you new in town? I sell the weed around here. Let me know."
Right.
Like, well, man, I know that's illegal, but it's so
Bro.
brazen right in public. So I get what you're saying.
When I went to Chicago,
the same time-
and I went to the gas station, Buddy was in front of the cashier with the big dumb bag of loud, with the cops in there. Word to my daughter on everything. He's swinging it loud, 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 loud. Gas, gas, gas,
See?
gas, gas.
See?
So don't tell me that it don't happen,
So
bro. 'Cause
maybe
I've seen it.
I mean, and that, if anything, that's just shows a bigger issue that it is, where the cops aren't even enforcing it. The rules the way that they should be, leading to this goofy shit.
It was 3 of them, all brothers, big, stocky
See?
head. You know what I'm saying? They look like they don't take
I
no
mean, I
shit.
definitely support those
But
brothers,
the
making
gas
some
station
money,
was
but
stupid.
it's exactly why the legal
Well,
business is struggling.
No disrespect at all. I mean,
No, just
I get his point of being funny. I don't know if they had beef or anything like that, but for me, remembering what you was talking about is because it was when power was from the air again, and they was taking the bad drugs and people kept dropping dead, and then
yeah.
50 Cent had made a tweet or something saying that he obviously had got some of that. Yeah. Disrespectful, but that's what brought me to it. Like, hey,
Wow.
man, 50 Cent is.
See, I'm
No
like,
pause.
I don't know nothing about, like,
I see it when I see it, or people talking about it, but I seen him pass away, and then I seen the controversy with the 50 Cent comment and stuff like that.
This is why I think I'm a big supporter of legalizing just about all drugs to some degree.
Oh, my
Now listen,
gosh.
because this is why, because you just got idiots selling it on the streets, laced with deadly chemicals. that
Fentanyl is
I mean,
killing
you can't even enjoy the high. You get murdered the second you take the drugs, and then that don't even make no damn sense. These dealers running around killing their clientele don't care because the underground market is so illicit that they know the next person is going to be right there to buy it. So if it was legalized and government controlled and quality checked and regulated at a minimum, half this shit wouldn't be happening the way that it is.
I heard something about, like,
unless they do it.
going and, like, sell
Right.
so you can do your the drugs that you want, so you're, like, under.
Well, that's what they used to do with people on the heroin back in the day. They used to have places for them to go to get their fix or whatever the case may be. And in fact, when they're in a rehab or whatever the case, when they're trying to get them off of it, there is a time where they still allow them some form of because like their body is just it's done. You know what I'm saying? Because now it craves it. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, seeing a heroin addict come off of that shit is crazy.
Man, we all,
like, especially like cold turkey.
we all
You know what I'm saying?
New
Like,
Jack City.
exactly. Pookie and all that.
Right.
Yo, I mean,
All of them.
you know what I'm saying? Pookie and them.
Yeah.
You know, and, I mean, I ain't saying they making a
Right,
Pookie
but now,
face or nothing
there's
like
just
that,
such a
but
stigma, and there's hardly any help for us rehab or just general therapy, because most people who get, who are abuse drugs have bigger reasons why.
oh
You know what I
yeah,
mean? Some people are truly just addicted, like everything was perfect till they got that first hit. But a lot of people turn to drugs for other reasons. So,
yeah.
if we had proper, not only if the drugs were legal, but also proper care, mental health care
Oh,
to go along with it, no, you'd end up with a balance for people who could responsibly use it, do it safely, and the people who wouldn't turn to it, for the wrong
You
reasons.
want a
per
bunch
se.
of zombies running around the city?
No, because that really isn't what would happen. There's been studies and there's places around the world where a lot of drugs are legal and they don't have these.
We're not in Amsterdam. We don't
Fair,
live on
yeah.
a red light district, so that's not us. All right.
Sure,
Okay,
I'm not.
I know
I'm
what
not
you're
necessarily
talking about.
suggesting we
I
need the
just
red
threw them
light
out there
district,
because
but-
they're one of them.
Right. I
I
mean,
know
not,
Amsterdam.
one thing that works in one country doesn't mean all the things work there. So I'm
Exactly.
not trying to import an entire country. I'm trying to import good ideas.
Yeah, like,
I'm not trying to shoot you
treating
down.
everybody
I'm not shooting you down.
treating everybody as like an individual, you know what I'm saying? Because everybody got their own life story, everybody got their own situation. So like treating everybody as an individual versus having this one cookie cutter way that you can just deal with the whole population.
Right, exactly, right. Gotta find that balance.
Gotta find a balance, but I don't know if you just open up the floodgates like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I just don't think
You have limits, you got quantities, you make it reasonably priced, and
they
you
say,
offer help at all times to people who can't control themselves.
Where's that money coming from, brother? I just want to know.
Well,
Anyway.
if we had a universal income, it might come right from
Let's
the government.
just say this: no judgments.
No
if
judgment.
anyone out there is on any type of drug, seek help.
All
because
right,
it's
yeah.
not good for you.
It's
It's
certainly,
obviously not good because it's bad
Right.
out there.
That's
so
a fact.
if it's
you
destroying
know
your life, you're hurting
someone
others.
or anything, reach out to them, help them get through that, and get
What
over
about
that.
the functionals?
What's that?
There
Or
are
the
some
people,
functionals.
and that's the people that I think
Oh,
who
the
should
functional.
have a safe avenue to do drugs of their choices. Because there are people who can do
They might
what
be a
we might
gateway.
consider.
Wait,
They
Well,
might
listen,
be
listen,
a
listen. Let me
gateway,
finish.
Wait,
Let me
please.
finish.
Okay.
They might
Let me
be a
finish.
gateway.
There are
though.
people who can do what we definitely would consider hard drugs
That's a
and be
fact.
totally fine
That's a
and do
fact.
them for decades.
I know. I have
I
family.
don't know about decades.
I
bro.
have
I don't know about
family.
decades,
I
brother.
have
We all
That-
know.
there are
Hey,
anomalies.
everybody got a
There are
60-something year old uncle who still do little little something on the side and get a little does his thing,
I can see
but
that.
still run his business
You know what
or
I'm
still go
saying?
to job,
But what
or
I'm
he's
saying
collecting his
is-
pension now, so he
Hold
cool.
on.
He don't have no responsibilities to worry about. So I'm just saying there should be avenues for people like that, because that's, I believe, to be a majority of almost all drug users
What
are
do you
people
do?
who generally are looking for a
What do
good
you
time.
do with
I
the
don't judge
the
nobody. We all
prescription
do
pill
something,
drug
whether
users?
it's cigarettes, vapes.
What do you do with those?
With
what?
what?
What do you do with the prescription pill users?
All
Do
right,
you
that-
delegate a certain amount of Vicodins and Adderalls and Hydros? That's killing people.
that's a fair
a lot
question.
more
That's
than-
what
question.
therapy
And
is
that there
for,
would be
and
a
you question
failure
them.
of regulation and enforcement. So
Therapy.
the medical system is the problem in that instance, not the drugs. So if drugs were properly given to people, you
I
just
understand
would
that.
end up with less of occurrence of people with these pills per se. They'd be turning to other legal drugs that they could get in, just go and buy heroin and marijuana and crack cocaine or
But
coke
when you
and
say
whatever.
legalize everything, that means
shrooms
you
and
have
all
to
that shit.
legalize
Acid.
everything. So that means you're gonna take every illegal street drug, these pills or whatever, and make them legal. So now people are gonna want their addies, they're gonna want their bikes,
Right, maybe crack.
They're gonna have
Maybe crack.
Now, I
Now, I
perk,
say this not
you know.
not knowing
He said
how any of
maybe
these drugs
crack.
work. So I have not felt these things. So for good reason. I've always been terrified of becoming a
Crack?
crackhead. So I
You
don't
said
do
let
crack.
crack on the streets.
Right.
What?
It's a
So
lot
no,
of
so maybe
money.
no crack, and I
all
don't
I
know.
know.
I'm not gonna pretend I'm smart enough to know that much about every single drug, but we all know just like you were hitting. There's plenty of people who use drugs and are perfectly functional. They do their job, they pay their taxes, and they don't bother nobody.
I will shout out those who use that work in the auto mechanic industry, because in my past endeavors, when I lived a certain life, I had about a good 5 mechanics strong. You know what I'm saying? And when I needed them on deck,
They was
and I'm talking about like,
do their thing, huh?
Any weather?
Monday through Sunday, they was better than the mailman on soap.
Man,
I'm talking about, it got me right.
Oh,
You know what I'm
my
saying?
better than
With
IRS,
everything.
faster than IRS.
And it was a little bit of this, a little
Little
bit of
bit
that.
of that,
You know what I'm
and
saying?
so you
And it
know
all
that-
broke came out even. You know what I'm saying?
And a brand new
so,
exhaust system.
them the only ones that use that particular choice of party
But it's still
that I would have
different
chose
from
to,
So
to
I mean,
use
so
for
that's
that.
limited
But
and
that's
obviously
it.
It's
biased.
all
You've seen the
diluted
direct
now.
effects.
It's all messed up now, so it's
So,
different. From
That's a
what
fact.
They
I
had.
think-
They had the good, bad stuff.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The good, bad stuff.
It wasn't diluted.
This now is all combined with some extras and some mo and some extras and some mo because they turn into the stronger drugs.
Well, the bud's in the lab, so when you start labbing it, and creating all these hybrids and strains and all that. I mean,
I don't know if marijuana today is marijuana of yesterday. That's
it's
for
not.
sure.
It's not.
No.
It's nowhere near
Right.
close.
I mean, once it's grown like hydroponically, it kind of is a different beast at that point for sure. let
Bro,
alone-
I remember, for me, this how it was for me. You had Reggie, You know, Mexican brick. No disrespect to the, you know what I'm saying, to them peoples. I love y'all. Y'all, our brothers and sisters. But it was called the Mexican brick. You know what I'm saying, or whatever to call it. And you know, then there was different forms of Reggie, and then it became KB. You know what I'm saying? Then the mids, and then the Dro came in, and then it's been nothing but that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, kind of. Yeah. Oh, it yo.
Right, now everything's on
Yo,
steroids.
yo, sleep on KB.
Grandpa eat the wrong brownie, and next thing you know, they're calling 911.
And like, you know what I'm saying? But that's how it was for me as far as the weed game. You know, how I got introduced to it, the forms of it, whatever. You know what I'm saying? To what it is now. You know, Dro and Loud, it's all in the grown in labs and the Zaza now, you know what I'm saying? It's in the labs. You can get whatever kind of strain you want, you know, hybrids, sativas, indicas, whatever you want. It's crazy. Willie Nelson would be proud right now.
Is there coke like that? Is there meth like that? Is there strains
Oh,
of
there's-
acid that are like better than other? I mean, is there?
There's
Does it work like that with other drinks?
they got different kind of
I mean, you know, if American Gangster taught us anything, you know, Blue Magic was a specific type of drug. You know, so
that's a fact. But you know where you got it from.
oh, for sure. Well, what was that? Cambodia, or was it Thailand? I can't remember.
He went in the Golden Triangle.
Crazy. My mom, she used to put the cornstarch in the freezer and spoon it. Yeah.
Okay.
And then I seen her doing it, so I tried it a couple times. Cause you know I used to eat paper as a kid, and it tastes like the cornstarch tastes like paper. So you know what I'm saying, I figure I got that from her because she was.
Rest in peace, mommy.
Appreciate it.
Does it taste good?
I
Interesting.
They start adding flavors to it.
I was a
So if you
marker
want a
smeller.
different
I didn't shoot no, I
lady that
didn't eat
has
no
the
paper.
market.
I mean, I did a little bit, I guess. That's facts. I did. In fact, you know, one of the first times I ever got kicked out of school was because we were doing paper ball spitballs in the straws. And there was this kid, Joel. I can't remember his last name. Shout out to Joel. It was, in fact, the first biracial kid I ran into in elementary. And we kind of had that dun, 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 like there's more of us.
Yeah.
Like the races are mixing. You know, this is proof. So we had an instant kind of competition between us. And we used to get so out of control, we would chew up giant wads and just yoke them down the hallway, just spraying paper machete.
Imagine that today.
Or mache or whatever.
You be out
Oh
of
yeah,
there,
so
bro.
actually that's what happened. Eventually we did it to one another, got on the hand, we ended up getting into the fight over it and getting kicked out. I think he got kicked out. Maybe I got in school. I can't remember.
Wow.
It was over paper. Chewing over paper.
He threw a bigger one.
We used to do little paper hornets where you roll the paper up, you make it real tight and hard, and you take the rubber band.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He would work and shoot me with rubber bands. Like, oh my god. It's mental.
That's crazy.
Well, brother, let's talk about you a little bit, man. Huh? You know, what would you say you have a business right now?
Yeah, I got a photography business, Shaun Bradley Visions,
Okay.
and then I got a trucking business, but it's Shaun Bradley Visions Logistics. I just kind of backed off of
Right.
now.
Keep the brand going.
Right.
So yeah,
Very meta of you.
yeah, that's just photography. I kind of took a break, you know what I'm saying, on photography because this trucking
Yeah, you
is.
gotta
Oh
put your
my God.
effort and
Trucking
part
it,
one thing
yeah.
at a time.
Because I'm up to a certain amount of trucks. I can't tell you.
Yeah.
Are they the
Are you driving?
like the short box ones?
26-foot box truck.
Yeah.
So,
The box ones.
I got a contract with XPO.
That's dope.
I got a semi-business partner. So he kind of is invested. So I'm up to about 3 trucks right now.
Okay.
Just picked up. I just picked up the 3rd one yesterday. Then, there was one I was paying for that was a little bit expensive, so I traded that out for a cheaper one. But yeah, just trying to cut costs.
That's all right. It's a
Is
part
it-
of
are these
business.
like local deliveries, or are you delivering the stuff? You driving cross country?
No, so most of Iowa. So we do like home delivery, so we deliver Peloton bikes, treadmills, assemble
Okay.
the bikes and treadmills. We deliver cabinets, Amazon, Home Depot.
A little bit of everything. Huh?
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
you know, it-
yeah.
I just mentioned last week that I was trying to get into the dispatching system.
Yeah. Shoot.
So,
If you-
oh, the
Look at
universe is
that.
aligned
That's
it.
it.
How
That's
did
a
how
fact.
did you get into trucking?
So basically, I was running out of money.
Hey,
I mean, because
It happens.
I was getting my photography thing, you know what I'm saying, jumping, and it was generating, you know what I'm saying, cash flow, but it just wasn't enough. So what I did was it's crazy how the universe works. 'Cause it's like everything just fell into place. So like I'm getting low on cash. I'm like, shoot, I gotta look for a job. So before I even put in an application at a job, my dad hits me up. He's like, hey, you know, one of my friends looking for a driver to do what I'm doing now. And I'm like, all right, let me see what he's talking about. So I hit him up. He's like, yeah, come on. So $200 a day, that's $1,000 a week, $10.99. They're not taking no taxes out. So I'm like, all right, cool. So I hop on. I work for them for a few months. Well, the dude that I was working for, he ended up like right before, a week before Thanksgiving, he ended up putting his 2 weeks in. So he was like, he's basically done with Des Moines because he works out of Omaha. So he's done with Des Moines. He's shutting down his trucks in Des Moines. So the warehouse manager at XPO, you know what I'm saying? He just, you know, see the way I work. He liked the way I move. He's like, hey, you want to start your own? I'm like, well, I already had it in plan because I already had the LLC. I had the LLC in August. So I was already ready to do it. Like I had it in my mind that I was gonna do it, but it just wasn't supposed to happen that soon. So he hit me up. I'm like, yeah, I already got the LLC. So in the end of November is when I got my paperwork process, and then I basically was just doing the same job, but I was working for myself. And, you know what I'm saying? I was going hard while, you know, I just got a good work ethic. So I was going hard when I was working for this other man. So I'm like, imagine what I could do for myself.
Right.
That's a fact.
Yeah. So
That's a fact.
I just.
yeah,
There we go.
lady,
There we go.
That's
what's up.
On Facebook, shout out to Kiso. She pitched to me because she got into the dispatching. And she was
Okay.
like, hey, I made a good 7,000 in 1 week, and I'm like,
Yeah, and it was crazy because when I first got my DOT
Like, I need
numbers
in.
and stuff, when I first got my DOT numbers and stuff, like I had no knowledge of. I just knew how to get on the truck and work. Like I had no knowledge of the other side, so I'm setting this stuff up, and I'm like, yeah, you know, I'm ready to get my trucks. I'm calling the agent to get my BOC3 done, and I'm like, yeah, you know what I'm saying, I'm ready. And she's like, oh, well, you're set up to be a dispatcher. And I'm like, oh, well, I'm not trying to be a dispatcher. I'm trying to run trucks. So she's like, okay, well, let me see if I can, since it's new. She was like, but it just took a lot of me, like, staying on top of everything.
Okay.
Because it's, when I tell you, like,
LLC ain't
yeah.
no joke.
Well, see, because I got an LLC for my photography business, too. But it's a whole different ball game when you're dealing with, you know what I'm saying, transportation industry, because you got a whole bunch of different regulations.
Right.
Like,
That's a fact.
yeah, I got
That's a fact.
email today talking about my unemployment, because you got to have unemployment insurance. So they gave me an email like a few days ago, like, oh yeah, you got 3 days before you're gonna be delinquent. I'm like, you know what I'm saying, maybe it's just I'm blowing it off. So then they hit me up today. Oh, you're past due. You're delinquent. I'm like, okay, let me know what's going on. Delinquent on what? But it was something simple. You know what I'm saying? But it's just like a lot of different stuff you gotta pay attention.
Right, that you wasn't aware of at first. Now that you're in there, paying a lot more attention to details to these things. Exactly.
With my photography, it's just me. I'm just, you know what I'm saying, people contact me, I get a gig, you know what I'm saying, they pay me. For the bigger gigs, I do like contracts. So like weddings and stuff like that, I would do contracts. But just, you know, like a family shoot or something, they just hit me up. But with this, you know what I'm saying, now I got people working for me, you know what I'm saying, I run 3 trucks, got people working for me. The trucks break down, you know what I'm saying, winter months. You gotta worry about your fuel gelling up and stuff.
Yeah.
You gotta make sure you got the right additives and stuff into your fuel. And
It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot that goes into that. You know what I'm saying?
That's what's
But it's a
Your
good.
lady, the rope, she
Yeah.
can dispatch for you and keep all the money in the house.
Oh,
As
yeah.
I've learned.
But it's a good industry to go
It's a lot
into.
of money.
It's a lot of money in that industry. I know
Very
a lot
at the
of
same
brothers
time.
that are in the box truck doing their things. Like I know my bro be all over the country. He be in New York, Cali. He be driving everywhere. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what
Especially now, it's a huge
what
need
he's
for
carrying,
drivers and
but
trucks.
he
Right?
be everywhere.
And see, I got my sister. She's in Baltimore. She's a police officer, and she's pretty much ready to quit her job. So she's like, right, give me a truck. I'm like, it's a lot. You know what I'm saying? I gotta contact insurance. I gotta find out if I can even operate with my insurance in your state.
Right.
Then I
Or
got
shit, even just their county, because
Yeah.
they're the DMV, so they got counties out there.
Yeah. And I gotta, you know what I'm saying, make sure everything's running smooth here where I ain't gotta be here. And I can go out there because I'm not just gonna send you a truck and be like, here, go take care of this. Like I gotta be out there because, you know what I'm saying. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, exactly.
and I know the game. Like she don't have no experience in this, so I'm like, I know the game, so I gotta come out there and so. But once I get a chance, shoot, if she want to get it popping out there, like you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna do that too. But it's just, building
A lot of work, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, don't nothing great come easy, I guess.
That's
huh?
a fact.
Right.
That's a fact.
Yeah, whatever you got to do, we all fall short. I be trying to do 1,000,001 things at a time, and you got to put everything on hold. That's why the other podcast ain't even hit yet. So it's like,
Yeah, you gotta take. And I'm not. Let me get this clear. I'm not stepping away. So like, I know like people that hit me up for like photography gigs and stuff like that, but and I'm not gonna do that anymore. But this is kind of like more lucrative right now. And then once I get the time to step back over into that, because that's my love. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, do us a favor. Let the people know how to get a hold of you, you know what I'm saying, for the trucking or your photography, anything, you know what I'm saying? How can they reach you?
Yeah, so I mean, with the trucking, like
some employees.
Yeah, employees. So I'm right now, drivers is the hard thing to find. You gotta be 21 or older, have to be able to pass a background drug screen, and I mean, I'll train. So if you don't have any experience, you know what I'm saying, I've already, one of my drivers that is driving for me now, I trained him from nothing. Like he came from Burger King, like no experience at all. And I trained him, and he's on the road, you know what I'm saying, doing great right now. So like,
that's good.
I'll train you. And you can contact me at my Facebook is Shaun Bradley. So SHAUN. Okay. And last name Bradley, BRADLEY. So just contact me on there because that's probably the best way you can get to me. I'm not even gonna give out none of my other because right now it's just like I'm so like tunnel vision right now. That's probably about the only way.
That's the best way. Okay. I respect that. Hit the man up on Facebook. He dropped it. I'll make sure I put it in the description box too.
Right.
Thanks again for coming.
Absolutely. Anything else you would like to add about that or any other business?
No, I'm just, if any investors,
Right. Same here on SquadKast TV. Anybody, sees the vision, please hit us up, inbox us.
Yeah, what Godmother said, you don't want to send us hit squad out for you.
Like the video,
Most
comment on the video,
all that good stuff.
Yeah.
I really appreciate this brother coming
through.
through.
Yeah, for real, definitely, bro, for real.
Also, I mean,
first guest of the year.
Yeah, first guest of 2022.
Right, that's a good point. Right,
that's a good point. Yeah. For real.
And in Black History Month too. This
is
Black
beautiful.
It's beautiful.
Wow.
We got a black man.
Black man talking about black
history
business.
with the trucks. Okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
And also,
he was here
it's
first.
really nice too. It being Black History Month and racism is over. So,
oh my! And with that being said,
what a glorious
peace to the family.
2022, everyone.
We love y'all.